Why should African Americans care about Veterans Day? Because blacks have always fought for this country, beginning with the Revolutionary War. And I care because my father and my grandfather fought for this country. My dad served in the Navy during World War II. His father enlisted and re-enlisted in the U.S. Army 7 times, beginning in 1895, and fought during World War I. The Tuskegee Airmen put their lives on the line for a country that didn't even claim them. As the first black military aviators in the U.S. Army Air Corps, the airmen endured hostility on 2 fronts: the racial hostility from their own country and the hostility of Hitler's Germany. The airmen had to fight to get the chance to fight. But man, when they got that chance, well, they brought hell. Between May of 1943 and June of 1945, the airmen won more than 850 medals and never lost a single bomber to enemy action. Let me get out of the way and bring in a couple of people who can talk firsthand about the impact of the airmen on their lives.
My name is Jonathan Scott. One thing I can tell you for sure is that I stand on the shoulders of the Tuskegee Airmen. I'm a junior broadcast journalism major at Hampton University, a Rhoden Fellow at the Undefeated, and a veteran of the United States Navy. As an aviation electrician, I didn't see many black pilots during my time in the service, but in keeping up our planes ready to fly, I share a bond with the mechanics responsible for keeping the planes of the Tuskegee Airmen combat ready. However, the challenges that I've faced were nowhere near the obstacles that the airmen and their crews had to overcome. Their sheer will to succeed and not give in attitude is the same as another one of my heroes, Tony Dungy, the first black head coach to win a Super Bowl. Dungy's father was in fact a Tuskegee Airman himself, but you'll never guess how he found that out.
I found out at his funeral in 2004. I knew my dad was in the service, I knew he had enlisted, and he never talked about being a Tuskegee Airman. And at his funeral, one of his good friends got up, gave a presentation and talked about him, and he said, hey, one of the proudest moments for us was when Will Dungy was in the Tuskegee Airmen. And I was like, what? he what? It amazed me, but it really made me proud.
The story of the airmen has been captured in some history books and most recently in the film Red Tails.
This will definitely make the group distinctive.
Bright red tails and black pilots, you can't call us nothing else but distinctive.
Most in the military wanted nothing to do with the airmen. They didn't trust them to fly, much less represent the country as fighter pilots.
Yesterday, I fulfilled one of my ambitions as a combat pilot. I got 1 airplane.
But the airmen didn't listen to that nonsense, choosing to focus on overcoming the odds and never giving up. That's one of the lessons Tony Dungy says he learned from his dad.
To see the obstacles that they faced and the way that they felt like, hey, we're not only going to be as good, we're going to be better. We're not going to let anyone else define who we are.
The greatest lesson Dungy learned from his dad was humility and nurturing and supporting other African Americans.
My dad was a Browns fan, and I didn't really know why until I studied the history and realized that Paul Brown reintegrated the National Football League. And I want to see Mike Tomlin win, and I want to see the black quarterbacks do well.
The perseverance of black winners, like the airmen, helped foster an unshakable determination in Dungy that he hopes will help open doors to other blacks become head coaches in the National Football League.
I remember as a young assistant coach watching the 1988 Super Bowl, and I see Doug Williams, and I want them to win. I want to see a black quarterback win the Super Bowl. When they won, I did feel a connection. Hey, I'm a young assistant coach, and gosh, I see Doug Williams do something phenomenal. Maybe that can happen with me.
Dungy said that if his father were still alive, he'd ask him about the source of his own strength and how he managed to persevere.
I think about my dad in 1952 walking to school in Arlington, Virginia, because he couldn't ride in certain sections of the bus. He couldn't teach certain schools in the D.C. area. One generation later, 2006, we win the Super Bowl. Now I'm getting invited to the White House, and I'm in the front seat of the first bus headed to see President Bush. And I owe it to my dad and all those Tuskegee Airmen and Dr. King and everybody who fought through that, because they wouldn't let us fail.
For Tony Dungy and Jonathan Scott, Veterans Day is not only a time to celebrate the Tuskegee Airmen, but a day to embrace their commitment to excellence and a reminder to always fly like them.